Electroblade. Toku For Two. Activate!
Welcome back to another episode of Toku For Two. Not W. Reason why it's not W? Our favorite co-host, Will, is not here today. Unfortunately, some more snakes bit him in the ass, so he can't bear to sit down. So instead, I have Paul, and we're back to the original title of Toku For Two. Make that confusing, why don't you people? Paul, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm still trying to process this episode. It is still...
Yeah, this was a very interesting episode of Super Space Sheriff Gavan Infinity. Episode 4. Also with the title of Underground Fortress. Paul, should we bury the lead a little bit before we get into what makes this episode so special?
Well, I don't think we're ever going to see him again. And I hope not. I really hope not. Oh man, there was so many bad things about this, and
I hope we get an abundance of of this particular character, just so I can see it all for a part of a team up later. I think that would be perfect.
You know what that gets me is that the subtitles are even designed to show off the horrible puns.
Yes, they are.
It's
starting
like...
with, it's a ga vibe.
Yeah, it's a ga vibe. Oh, God. Mm-mm.
So we go from ga vibe to everything...
is brilliant. I can't imagine this anticipation. Oh, jeez.
Oh, it sounds like that you're trying to do Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I am not. This episode was just bad.
Well, not to be pedantic, I think it was actually a good episode. Not the greatest, though. Although, hearing from our resident original co-host, Christian, who is also not on today, that rat bastard. Or should I call him an ant bastard? I'm going to call him an ant bastard today. He loved this episode. He said this is Toku in its finest form. Viewers, I give it to you to make that assumption. Oh, shite. Do you want to just get into it and see where we land on things?
You know what? I'm just gonna... Here is the bullet points of this episode, because I do not want to sit through, going scene for scene.
Oh, we're going to. It's just us two, and it's actually going to be a lot easier since it's just us two.
It was bad.
It wasn't bad. Alright, what about it made it bad? And don't say just because of the ant.
Okay. Not just because of the ant. Alright, I think they're reusing actors already, because I could have swore that the villain from this episode was the dude that they caught and love charmed in the very first episode.
The guy... Oh, you know what? I think I know what you're talking about. The one who was the criminal gangster that was on the run on the first planet that we see.
Yeah, on the very first episode.
I thought the same thing too, but apparently it's not.
I was literally I'm like, weren't you on the other planet, love charmed by Reiji and? Oh,
that
God.
would have been an interesting, callback if it was him, but no, I'm pretty sure it was just a different dude. Yeah. Let us get into the plot then, because I don't think I want to bury the lead anymore. I think we should really just dive into this.
Okay, in my opinion of this episode, it is like watching the movie Scary Movie.
Paul, I'm feeling antsy.
Oh, God. Oh. Oh, no.
Alright, so let's just dive in real quick. So, yes, you did mention that it's like watching a scene from the movie Scary Movie. He's not wrong. I would say it's more in line with Scary Movie 2.
Yeah, that's more in the lines.
One was Scary Movie 1, if we go into it, it's basically like having to deal with specific things equating to the horror movie genre. Mainly spoofing Scream. Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer, all that stuff.
It was
2
mainly
got a little bit more zanier, which is kind of why it, like, when it got passed on to the other people, it ended up getting even crazier and crazier until it just became god-awful in 5.
Oh, yeah.
You can even make the case that 4 is god-awful, but it's got some redeeming shit to it.
Yeah.
But 2 is just really zany with some of the stuff. And that's kind of where we're going with this Gavan Infinity episode. So it starts off with Gavan saving security guards that are about ready to... what was it? Like, was he about ready to get crushed by something?
No, they were about to fall into the hole. They were about to fall in the hole.
That's right. They were about to fall into a hole. A big giant hole just manages to take this entire building and just all caved in.
It was a
Gavan did
data
his
center.
short form transformation to do it too.
Yeah, it was a data center.
It was.
Yeah.
So he goes to save them as he gets to this new Earth, and as he's looking in the hole, he's like, "Oh man, this is really weird. I think I'm gonna need to call in some backup." And so he calls, everybody on that planet, any law-abiding law enforcer.
Oh no, he doesn't call anyone. He's busy just looking into the hole after saving them, trying to figure out what the heck happened, and thinking if he's gonna need a drill.
Oh, you see, I thought he actually called somebody, and that's how they ended up getting informed. Okay.
No, because
So,
he's just
he's
standing
looking at
there. Yeah, he's just standing there looking into
He's
it.
really just standing there, and he's like, "Oh man, this is some weird shit going on."
This is a big
then-
hole.
And then you see this woman come in, and she's all dressed up in a gray suit, ponytail, glasses. You're like, oh, okay, this is like your typical anime trope of, nerdy girl who means business. And as soon as she shows up, you hear this deep, manly voice start talking to Reiji. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing here?"
Oh no! First is thank you for saving our guys. I really appreciate your hard work. And then
Right?
Reiji's like, "Whoa, you have an amazing voice!" Like as he's turning around, looking at her, confused.
The first thing he sees is a couple dudes walking away. He's like, "Well, I don't think they were talking to me."
Yeah.
You? You have a really good voice.
Yeah.
And then she just like, nope, look down. Like,
She hands him a magnifying glass. Like that girl
Yep.
pulls that magnifying glass out more than Velma in Scooby
She
Doo.
pulled it out faster than the dude in Transformers 4 with his card. I'm not going to get into that, but you should all know exactly what I'm talking about. But as he pulls out as he's looking through the magnifying glass, he looks down, and there is a CGI ant talking to him in this booming Japanese voice. When I tell you that basically all they did was just do a giant audio overlay of whatever this dude was saying, that's exactly what they did. They just had a CGI ant just spewing out this dude talking at a normal voice.
Yeah, at a normal pitch. Not like the
Yeah.
voice was a bit low. No, this dude was like,
Not like
talking.
the queen. No, nothing like that.
It's like,
It's like if you hear Will talking and you hear his pitch coming out from like this little, piss ant from the floor. It's so weird. It's very, very. I wouldn't even say it's tongue in cheek because it's all about this dude throughout the entire episode. So he goes like, "Hey, so let's go ahead and go find out what's going on with this hole." So they end up finding their way down, and as they're talking
I think
about,
you
like, who they
forgot
are,
one of the biggest things where they kind of figure out that Reiji isn't from their planet.
They do figure that out, but the interesting thing later on is that they actually find out that, of course, he's a Gavan, and it doesn't make sense as to why he's the Gavan on their system.
Yeah.
But they go down in the hole. As they're talking, they have a kind of an idea as to who may be responsible for this, but they're not entirely sure. They end up finding the data center, and the data center has missing AI tech, or just missing AI, along with a giant supercomputer. All of it's just gone. It's just like, oh shit, the Mole Man from Fantastic Four ended up taking everything. That's what it looks like to me. And as soon as they realize that everything's gone, the door slams shut on them, and some thug on a mic starts talking to them. You're like, oh, well, this is interesting. How are they going to get out? Paul, how did they get out of this situation? Because they can't blast through anything.
Oh yeah, first, Reiji tries to be like, you know what, screw it, I'm just gonna pull out my Gavan gun and shoot the door, because I want to get the heck out. And because the guy lined the room with Faraday cage material, it caused the blast to bounce all through the room. And then the tiny ant chooses to go into the lock and hotwire it.
Also, just to clarify, he's not an Ant-Man.
No, he's not an ant. He's not Ant-Man. He is literally a black army ant.
Yes.
That talks and just scurries around. And they did, I think by the midpoint of the episode, they've done 2 jokes where Reiji thinks he stepped on him.
Yes, at one point before they go into the hole, they're all walking away, and Reiji's just taking note of where he is, and he's like, alright, I'm gonna keep on going. And then the ant yells at him. It's like, hey, you almost stepped on me. How dare you idiot.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so back to where we are now. The ant ends up going into the alarm system, or not the alarm system. The door system.
It's in the door lock,
circuiting it
and electrifying himself. And the girl goes, "Oh my gosh, you're so charred," and he goes, "I'm a black ant. There has been no
I'm a black ant. What are you, stupid?"
Yeah, like it was literally that moment. Like, how can I be charred if I'm already black? Like, there's no point.
Right.
Oh God.
I'm like, all right. So that's we know exactly the tone they're setting for this one.
Mm-hmm.
They make their way outside, and lo and behold, the guy who was talking to them through the intercom system is also the one who's out there with his gang. And what does he have? He has an Emor gear, a blue one. But then we get a history lesson. Agi shows up, which, by the way, we get multiple moments with Agi and the Chief. I would not be surprised if you try to get down with Agi.
He made her.
Exactly.
Like, he made her, and there are multiple scenes in this episode where there's a sexual tension that...
There really is. It's weird. I don't normally want to bring this up, but you can see it.
Like, it's like this sexual tension that it's not like, oh, they're gonna do it. It's like one of those...
No,
oh,
like
God.
They're doing it on the side, and you just don't get seen. Nobody's talking about it. You just happen to know.
It's like they're having sex, but you kind of know he kind of made her so that he could have sex with her. It's like that kind of...
Like, that's priority A, and priority B is being the Gavan girl.
Yeah, it's like very uncomfortable. Like, it's that moment you're like...
Because his facial expressions, every time she does something that's amazing to him, he's like beaming from side to side. Now, granted, I understand that could also just be as an interpretation of him really happy with the thing that he made, being Agi. And, by all means, take pleasure in the fact, not pleasure,
wrong
word. In the fact that, in the fact that you made something that works wonderfully. And if that's the case, by all means, but don't give that weird-ass looking expression, that goofy expression like, that's exactly what I thought.
Like, there was, like, so many times where it just seems wrong, and, like, but it comes out of nowhere. It really does.
Oh, yeah.
It really does come back out of nowhere. You're, like, watching the scene, absolutely. And then just one of them says something, and it just changes a tone. Like, the tone just flips.
So I kind of hope that every time that she says, "That's how you made me, Chief," it's like one tick towards, "I'm gonna beat the shit out of you." That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
Because if she says it one too many times to the point where she's like, "Dude, you made me. This is how exactly I'm supposed to work. Why don't you get that?" I kind of hope she flips out on him at some point.
I do too. It everything just feels so like This show,
Oh no, I get it. I get it.
like, this show needs context. Like, serious context. Like, you can't just watch, like, an episode and not have context to it because it comes out, it could come out very wrong.
True.
Very,
it's a kid show.
Yeah,
Anyways.
that's the problem. Like, this episode is just like, it's like there's good moments, there's fun moments, and then there's just moments that make you go, huh? Did I just see that?
Speaking of which, so Agi shows up to talk about the different types of Emor gears, and then she
cardboard
said,
Agi. It's a cardboard Agi that shows.
Because this is just like a little cardboard cutout that they do just for this moment, which they've been doing for all the other episodes so far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but she shows up to talk about the different types of Emor gears, and she mentions that the Galactic Federation police are the ones who are strictly handling anything Emor gear related. Like, they dole out certain Emor gears to other people or organizations through their will. But there's also the black market Emor gear situation, which is kind of the whole basis for this entire show at this point.
Yeah.
So those particular Emor gears are called Nega Emor gears, which I actually thought was kind of cool. So I'm like, oh man, that just like comes back to the old days of like fighting games where you always fight like the exact opposite of you, but they're always like a darkened version or a negative version. So that kind of just like made sense, in my headcanon in that way. It's like, oh, they're just pulling it that way. Or fucking like a Scott Pilgrim with Nega Scott.
Nega Scott.
Exactly.
Oh, he's actually a pretty nice guy. We're gonna go get pancakes later.
We're gonna have brunch. I need to watch that movie again. So after she explains this, the main bad guy ends up unleashing his army of negative energy against his own people, and then out sprouts an Emons. And this Emons, it's slightly different from the other ones because it looks like that they changed out his hands to be like very bulbous claws, or they didn't even have claws. They was just like two giant cylinders.
It looked like they were designed to be like, it was a boxing glove kind of thing.
Yeah, it almost looked like a metal boxing gloves for his arms.
No, if you guys are children of the 80s and 90s, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. They were the Rock'em Sock'em balloon gloves that you would put on your hands. It looks exactly like that. Like the Bop'ems. So you could like...
Yeah.
Those things were horrible.
Twist It.
Yeah,
no, that's the wrong
Bop'ems. Bop It is that thing that Robot Chicken turned into an assassin.
A sex toy. Yeah.
Oh, no. No, they turned into an assassin.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. I was thinking of another joke, because they all end up going the same way at some point.
Yeah, they do.
So, that thing comes out. Reiji turns into Gavan after kicking everybody's ass. But then, he gets like 4 enemies in, and then you hear the ant. Because as soon as Reiji henshins, the ant and his partner look at each other and like, how can this be? That doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as Reiji takes on the 4 guys, I was like, Gavan, allow me to do this. And then, Paul, you take it away. God damn it.
The ant transforms into another red Gavan. But it is a
no.
red ant Gavan.
How it happens. It's so fucking funny. It's like, you can predict it from the very beginning as to how it's supposed to happen.
Oh no, I loved it because literally in the henshin for the explanation, they have her in what looks like a tiny comic book bubble shooting the gun at him so that he can transform into a Gavan. The ant doesn't do like any henshins or anything. He is literally just standing there, and beam hits him. He gets covered in red armor and starts attacking.
What's his Gavan name?
I don't remember what his Gavan name was.
I think it's Gavan. Oh God, you make me look this up. How dare you? Keep talking. So we've got Gavan.
All I know is he is literally, I think he's like Ant Gavan or something. But
because they tried to do it as a pun. I'm trying to remember exactly what the pun was.
yeah. Let me see.
Gavan, I'm ANTsy.
Gavan
ANTsy.
Ise. I think that means ant or something. But he's literally, I'll say he has the most coolest effects so far in this series.
Yeah, I might. Well, aside from the first Cosmo Gavarian hallway run, yeah, I think you're right.
No, like his sorry, the hallway run is the hallway run.
Yeah.
But his attacks, once he actually starts using his attacks, he literally gets energy wings, starts flying around.
Okay.
And then his wings,
wings,
what was it, like quadruple in length when he's
basically
doing his like his attack. It's like, okay, yeah, the ant just messed up everybody, like 6 guys and a monster. And I will say, I did enjoy when the monster saw him pinned on the ground and then jumped over and then started pounding him into the dirt. I was like,
bonkers, dude. So, I know that you're saying scary movie too. This reminded me of fucking Rubber, the movie about the killer tire. I don't know, man. There's suspension of disbelief, but I think it can only go so far sometimes. And don't get me wrong, Rubber is a bad movie, but it's so much fun.
There's a difference between a bad movie and a bad movie that is a fun bad movie.
Yeah.
Like, because
don't get me wrong, this was fun too.
This was fun, but it's not something I would... If I was rewatching the series again, I kind of would skip this episode. Because it doesn't... Unless he shows up again, it doesn't really add anything. Like,
right, that's what I feel too.
Like, it's like a filler episode.
We got more with the last episode based off of the girls who they hyped up prior in the after credits thing that they did, and then you get to see them in their full glory in last week's episode. So, but this one, it kind of feels like it was made to be just a joke episode, and then they went full joke with it, which again, completely fine.
Yeah, it's completely fine.
But it's not what I wanted in terms of any kind of story progression. And it kind of feels like at the end, with the post-credits, we're going to get something with Setsuna. Sad Boy Robot.
Yeah. Okay, this episode literally feels like it was... They needed a filler to...
I just realized it.
Yeah. This episode feels like it is a filler for a future episode. Like... It's not meant to be like... This episode could have been placed anywhere.
Yeah, but
in the series.
In canon.
Oh, okay.
No. I mean, the reason why I think we're going to be getting it as part of the main canon, it's because of what we get with the Cosmo Gavarian towards the end.
Yeah. That means no... That...
Let me get into it, and then we can gripe about it. So, the main bad guy in this particular instance... He decides that he's going to take a giant drill, which I think is funny because I'm like, everything seems to be drill related recently, but okay.
Arkham Knight did it better.
The fact that you say Arkham Knight pisses me off.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I do not like that they made him Jason Todd. If it was my personal opinion,
Arkham Knight spoilers. We don't need that. I'm cutting that shit out.
It is a, 12-year-old game? 15-year-old game?
Somebody who's not played it yet.
Ugh. But anyone who is a fan of Batman would know, like 10 minutes in.
So we're almost done with the episode, and then we can gripe about whatever. So, the ant's partner decides that she needs to feel useful in some way. And she does come through pretty awesomely. She gets a giant drill of her own. So how do you fight a drill? You use another drill. Except the Cosmo Gavarian shows up. They manage to call it in and guide it down. And
I did like that
through the
that
boot,
one cop
which was pretty
says
cool.
something about it.
But
Yeah.
they end up having the
did
drill attached to the Cosmo Gavarian as a giant weapon accessory. And I'm like, oh look, toys.
Yep.
Which is fine. Again, it was cool as an accessory. But what I think really sold it for me was when he ended up turning back into ship mode, and then the drill was actually on the front piece of it. I'm like, all right, I like the way that they were able to transition that. That was actually kind of cool.
Well, okay, yes, that was cool, but I was really confused on why it has to lose its head in order to acquire a new head with a new weapon system.
Probably because that's the only way that they're able to, get it attached when you're playing the toys.
Or
That's the only
to
thing
make
I can
it
think
look
of.
unique.
Yeah,
I think it's more to make it look unique than
it's
for
possible.
attachment. Because it was it's literally an arm attachment, and
Well,
it
is, but
took
then
off
it
its
does
head
show
to put on
the
another head.
drill thing has its own head that it uses.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure once we actually see what the toys look like with regards to how they actually change between the different accessories, they'll give us a better idea.
Yeah. Very true.
So he ends up taking on the drill, ends up destroying it, and then as he's, coming out from the underground, they're flying up into the air, drill attachment included, and then you see the bad guy just floating there in the air. It's like, huh? Why? And guess who's holding it, Paul?
The flying ant.
The flying Gavan ant. It's just okay. Yeah. But that's almost it. So we get to the very end. They're saying thank you. As he's trying to say thank you, he ends up taking the partner, turns her towards him. That way he can try to get a better look at the ant and give him a goodbye. But the ant jumps away into the grass, and he ends up...
Oh, no. It wasn't that. It was how fast Reiji spun her so that he could give the ant a proper bow.
I thought he did that of his own accord.
So,
okay.
No. He literally... That's why the ant, mid-flight, yells out, "You idiot."
Got it. Okay, I didn't see that part. Okay.
Yeah, like he's like... He grabs her... Yeah. Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's like, okay, that's cool. And then at the very end, after the credits, you get Setsuna, he's meditating, and then all of a sudden there's a red alert, and that's where we're at. So, yeah, that's episode 4. So before we get into any ideas for rankings, because I don't think we're going to be able to do the actual full rankings until we get at least one other person on here.
Yeah, I agree.
I want to go ahead and bring up the guest cast real quick. So the first one I have is the ant, who plays. Let's see. He plays Mikuro Arimoto, who is Gavan Amaize, and looking to see what he's played in Japanese. Obviously Japanese cast. He has played Kenpachi in Bleach. Gendo Ikari in Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Whoa.
Holy shit.
He got a voice.
Nightmare in Soul Calibur.
Okay.
Sakazuki in One Piece.
Damn, that's some good.
He was the voice of Bara Printer in Toriki Sentai O Ranger, which is, wow, that's a long time ago. And the narrator and Gaia Memory in Kamen Rider W.
Okay.
This guy's got some credits. That's pretty
he's
dope.
gonna...
So yeah, if you've watched any of that, listeners, that's pretty fucking cool. Especially Gendo Ikari. God damn. And then lastly, his partner, who is Yui Watanabe. She is played by... Oh, I'm sorry, no. Shoko Hamura is his partner, who is played by Yui Watanabe. It says that she was in Super Sentai Goes Yuger, but looks like that she was only in one episode, so she might not have been an actual Sentai. But yeah, she was in one episode of that, which is cool. It's good that you can see them going through different casts like that. But yeah, that's all I've got for the guest cast on this one. In terms of rankings, I'm going to tell you where I would put it, and if you agree, we'll temporarily put it there until we hear from the others. I think this is a C episode.
I agree.
Like, it wasn't
It,
awful.
it wasn't awful. It wasn't bad.
It wasn't great,
It
though.
wasn't. It wasn't awful. It wasn't bad. It was an okay episode. I will say, the Aji moment where she explains what the emo gears are.
The Nega,
Yeah,
emo
what the
gears?
Nega emo gears are and what the emo gears are and how they are going. I feel like that should have been in an earlier episode, but it makes this episode. So it gives the episode more world building. Yes,
You're right. I didn't think of
like
that.
this episode does have like small little jokes here and there. The new Earth's prime minister is a rhino beetle.
I forgot about that.
But this episode has a lot of little mini jokes that they throw in there to make you feel like what's going on. But Aji explaining emo gears and nega emo gears, it makes it more. It fleshes out the world and the universe more.
That kind of makes me want to put it to B just because of that.
I say it's a C because we should have gotten that more in the last episode with Aji and what's her name? Kiki. Well, Aji and Kiki should have gone into a thing because having those two explain it would have been better because both of them actually care. And with Kiki, it would make sense. This, it kind of feels like they were padding it for time and needed to put something in because that.
It kind of feels that
so.
way.
That's why I say a C.
All right, I'm sticking with C for now. I know Christian's like all about it, and I'm pretty sure he would put it in S, but we'll find out, on the next one. So we'll go with C for now. The next one we've got is Gavan Infinity Henshins and Costumes rank. So this one is the Amaise. It's dead last for me. I mean, it's funny that it's an ant, but it's not number one for me. It's not even number 2, and it can't be number 3. It's got to be the last.
It's one of those things where they try to make it look unique, but the moment they made it, they were trying to do it. Maybe it's the fact that I was watching it on my laptop instead of a bigger screen.
I was watching it on my laptop too.
Maybe it was. Yeah. Maybe I should have seen it on a bigger screen. But the fact that they didn't zoom in more so you could see more of it, it literally looks like.
That did bug me. Oh god, I didn't mean bug.
No, I get what you mean. It was like they were wanting to continue the joke that it's an ant while showing that it had armor, and it literally looks like they just painted segments on the ant red and made him a little shiny.
Yeah.
That really got to me. I was like, you did so much more, but then on top of that, there are so many tiny, like, when they could cut the budget, they cut the budget. Literally, they took a toy ant at one point on the ground, and you could tell some dude was holding the butt section of the toy ant and just moving it slightly to show that it was, to make you think it was alive. I was like, oh man, when they could cut the budget on this episode, they cut the budget.
So it's interesting that you say that, because that also leads us to our next thing, the Gavan Infinity favorite moments ranked. I think the only thing that I have as a favorite moment is probably the ant henshin.
Yeah.
But again, it was funny, but it doesn't reach any heights for me, and it's not that it's awful, because, I mean, obviously, I was able to go ahead and just predict that from right off the bat, that it's like, yeah, this is what's happening, but, it's not bad. I just... Yeah, it didn't go beyond the joke for me.
It was like, it's like when someone's continuing to tell you the same joke, but they keep trying to add little things on to try to keep it fresh and funny. This made it kind of fresh and funny, but honestly, after watching last week's episode, it being the ant kind of didn't make me feel like I cared. Like, it was
Right.
like, oh, okay, yeah, Kiki came out of freaking nowhere. We all thought it was going to be Koto. Majority of the fans thought it was going to be Koto. Kiki was
Yep.
like, you, the viewers spent.
So it's kind of like how they already pulled out the rug
Yeah.
from under us, but then they end up trying to do it again the next moment,
and
next episode.
and
It's
when
just like, well, we kind of already saw.
yeah,
that
we already
happening.
saw it happening, and you didn't do a good enough job in doing it, because honestly, I didn't care which one it was. I really didn't care. If they would have said it was like a random Gavan, that like a random guy who they called in to land and be there, that universe's Gavan, that would have made more. I would have cared a little bit more that their version of Gavan is like an actual superhero who shows up to save the day. But it really,
The only thing that he's got going for him is that most people won't be
yeah,
able to see
that's
him,
it. Like,
which I guess that's a plus.
it is, but they do the joke so many times. They first do it with Reiji when he's talking to the detective, and when the assistant walks away, he starts looking around because he doesn't know where the guy is talking to him from. Then they do it again with him crawling up one of the henchmen's bodies and tickling him because they don't see him there. It's just like they keep on recycling the same gimmick and joke to a point where, yeah, no, it wasn't funny anymore. Like, honestly, I would have preferred if they made the ant get in the gun and the gun became like a miniature robot and they had a child running around being the Gavan.
You just really want to see miniature robots in this fucking show.
I'm sorry, that gun literally looks.
Because I remember on our last one that we did with the Christian, that's exactly.
The gun literally looks like like it should transform into a robot. It really does. But I'm just at the point, like, this episode didn't have anything new. It recycled a lot of stuff. It added some world building, but the world building felt like it was in there to pad time. Everything in there felt like it was to pad time for the episode. Like, there are a bunch of like little gimmicks and jokes. Having the mascot and the other cop that doesn't like Reiji joke about, oh wow, it seems like the commanders are really running.
Oh, they're doing their thing again. We don't know who it is, but they got clearance.
Yeah, like they're asking for clearance again. I'm like, you know what? If we actually existed in that world, you would also be like, damn, what's going on? This has not happened that much in a very long time. But it's just one of those things where they're trying to, it feels like they're trying to flesh out the world with this episode, but it just feels like it's all background. Like it's being done in the background, not actually a part of the story.
It's possible that we're actually going to be getting something good out of it eventually, but I don't think that's going to be something.
Oh yeah, I feel like I think we're 5 episodes away. I think in the next episode we're going to get more the sad boy robot and his commander trying to arrest Reiji for some stupid reason.
Now, is it Sad Boy Robot or is it Boy Sad Bot?
I would call him Sad Boy
Will
Bot.
is really trying to get it to be Sad Bot.
You know what? I will agree with Will for Sad Bot. He is a Sad Bot. But he's just so freaking annoying. And I didn't know Gavan weapons existed outside of an electroplate. That was new.
What do you mean?
When before they do the teaser for it, you see Cessna sitting down, meditating, and the camera pans over the wall, and on the wall are his Gavan dual blades sitting on the wall.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I like that was like the one thing I know. I'm like, why the heck are his Gavan blades there? I thought those only came out when he transformed.
I don't know. I didn't see that, but good on you for catching that. So, just to go back to the Infinity favorite moments, do we both agree that it's the the ant henshin along with his fighting.
Ant Henshin, and I will say his flying attack. His flying energy wing attack.
Ant henshin
Yeah.
with flying
That
attack.
was
Okay.
pretty cool.
Now, where would you put it on the letter grade?
Oh, it's still at the bottom. It is still at the bottom. Like, okay, it's not an F. It's C. I would say C. I would say it's a C.
So currently in our C, we have episode 1, the bazooka, the random bazooka that gets pulled out. Is it better than the bazooka?
No, it's not better than the bazooka, in my opinion.
So you think it goes above the bazooka in letter C?
Yeah. No. It goes
I agree.
below the bazooka in letter. No.
You just said that it's better than the bazooka. Make up your mind.
Yeah, it's better than the bazooka. The bazooka was funny, but it wasn't. I didn't outwardly laugh.
It was
Yeah.
just a bazooka. Yeah. All right. So currently in letter C, we've got this as number 3 for the entirety of it so far, which is the ant henshin and flying, and number 4 we have from episode 1, the bazooka. The last thing that we've got is Gavan Infinity fights ranked. This goes. I think this will be going into C again. Just because at this point it was just kind of a bit of a nothing burger. So episode 4, we've got the ant flying attack fight. God. All right, yeah, I think you agree with that, right? All right, cool. So awesome. So we've got every one of those ranked. That's pretty much everything we've got for this week of Toku For Two's Gavan Infinity special. We'll be back again on Saturday with our next set of Space Sheriff Gavan, the original. We're going to be doing 4 episodes on that. And then that's it until next week. So, Paul, I had a good time. We will be back and hopefully with some other guests next time.
Oh, yeah. And, wait.
Bye,
It's
everyone. Hang on. I almost forgot. Toku For Two activated.
Electroplate!